Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. All music, photos, and videos under fair use for review and educational purposes only.
I've already reviewed Rocky and Adrian. Next up in our Series 1 review is Paulie. Now I'm only going to be reviewing a few, so you guys please let me know what figures from Series 1 you would like for me to review. So we got Paulie. We already seen the packaging on our previous two reviews, so let's just admire the way he's packaged here, and then we've got a picture of him right on the front. The previous two reviews, those pictures didn't coincide with the figure that was in the package. This one, it kind of does, because underneath that white coat is the blue jacket that he comes with and that hat. More on this white coat to come. You got the little sticker that says Paulie. He's another one of those figures that didn't get a last name. His name is Paulie Panino. So on the back, we've got a picture of the prototype of Paulie, and it looks great. It looks, honestly, this looks like the figure that they released, except for the pants. These are more form-fitting, and the pants that he was actually released with they look looser.
I know I said it wrong, but
They also wrote a small little bio for Paulie, and unlike the other two, which they were written beautifully, they sounded just like a true Rocky fan. This here sounds like somebody who just watched a few clips of Paulie and wrote it up. Plus, their grammar is awful.
Feeling responsible for his sister Adrian, Paulie wants her to settle down before she becomes an old maid.
You see?
are you finished?
And here is Paulie out of the package. We're gonna look at the very top to the very bottom. This figure is incredible, just like the previous two. This is an incredible likeness to not just Paulie, but the actor, Burt Young. They actually gave him a little more hair than he actually has, so he might have been happy about that. But looking at the face sculpt, he looks more like a bit of an older Paulie. He looks more like Paulie from Rocky 3. He seemed to have a little extra pounds on Rocky 1. This is what he wears for more than half of the movie. Sometimes he changes it up by wearing a different type of coat, but it looks like this shirt is the same one he wore throughout like 80% of the movie. He's the human hamper, and he's a real pig.
I'm a pig. A pig gets you the best.
Now the shirt looks magnificent like this. Once you turn him around, it's something else. But I display him with his jacket on. It's not too bad because you don't really see this part. Like many of these Rocky series figures, they reuse WWE figure parts in order to supplement the parts for the Rocky series toy line. And this is one of them. This upper body was actually made for two Mick Foley exclusive figures. One that came with a ring, and the other that came with a championship belt and edge. Like I talked about earlier, he's got looser pants. These are like sweats. And then his shoes. Simple shoes there. Here's his jacket. Now I don't know anything about materials, so I don't know what this is made of. All I know is that if I was 6 inches tall, I would want this jacket for myself. This looks like the same exact jacket that Paulie is wearing in the movie. And here's his hat. A mold specially made just for this toy line. And here's Paulie in all his glory. Look at this guy. I mean, you can almost hear him.
I'd like to kill the freaking moron who broke the mirror.
This figure is one of the best figures in the Rocky toy line. The real cloth jacket, that hat, the likeness of the face scan, everything is dead on. This is not just Paulie Panino. This is Burt Young. This figure is one of the reasons why the Jakks Rocky toy line was so good. Out of the first 3 reviews I've done for the Rocky series toy line, what has been your favorite? Personally, to me, I can't decide. I mean, you've got Rocky, and it looks dead on like Rocky.
Why don't you talk to him about me?
You got Adrian, and it looks like Adrian.
She's a freaking loser. Hey. Sometimes she gets me so crazy, I could split her head with a razor.
And then you've got Paulie. Not just the soft goods, it looks just like him, and it captures the essence of who Paulie was. Actually, I could say the same thing about all 3 figures. This is such a great toy line. Please stay with me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what figure you would like for me to review next. Series 1 started hitting store shelves in late October, with each subsequent series arriving a month or so later. Not including online stores like Ringside Collectibles, who were selling an exclusive 1 out of 100 Apollo Creed. The known retailers to me in the US that sold the Rocky toy line were Toys R Us and KB toy stores. Selling at $7.99 at retail, these figures came out punching right out of the corner, with 11 figures in the first series. Arguably, only 2 bums in the set, Spider Rico and the Meat. My biggest complaint about this set was the lack of a championship belt for the figures, and that most of the picture inserts in the packaging didn't coincide with the actual figure. A boxing ring for your figures was also released. Literally, it's just a WWE ring with a sheet of Rocky stickers to apply. And if you really wanted to get your kids into Rocky, they sold wearable electronic boxing gloves that had the iconic Bill Conti Rocky music and Mickey's voice cheering you on. They also sold the wonderful championship belt that if you were slim enough, you could wear yourself. If you lived in the UK, you got an exclusive, combining both the gloves and championship belt, plus the action figures of Clubber Lang and Rocky Balboa. Stay tuned, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, as throughout the year, we will be talking about each series in the Rocky toy line individually, and reviewing a few figures from the series in mention. And you can be the judge whether or not the Rocky line was just another bum from the neighborhood, or if it indeed did go the distance.